The mystery of the Great Pyramids of Giza has finally been revealed by our Lord Jesus Christ. What you can see behind me is what the Great Pyramids of Giza used to look like. Ever wondered why the top of the Illuminati pyramid is depicted as floating in air? You're about to find out.
The 6 Great Pyramids of Giza were in fact incredibly grandiose take-off and landing platforms for UFOs. The Illuminati floating pyramid depicts this as fact, but in a cryptographic way. Breaking the first part of the cryptography is relatively easy using this tablet. At the top of this pyramid tablet there is a clear two-dimensional depiction of a winged disc on pillars. Standing beneath the winged disc is the so-called god Anubis. On either side of him are giant worshippers with discs above their heads. These are in fact horned discs, usually mistaken for halos. These are all in fact demon angels. Emerging from the bottom of the winged disc are several flying craft. The winged disc depiction is therefore clearly a very large mothership. This now clarifies the top of the pyramid as a landing and takeoff pad for a winged disc, or if you prefer, a UFO or a flying saucer. In order to break the rest of the cryptography, we need to look at the Star of Raphaim, usually known as the Star of David, but is in fact the Star of Satan. The Great Seal of America gives the game away even further. The Masonic Transamerica building compounds the evidence further still. This is a standard Illuminati Freemason emblem. The black background depicts the darkness which Jesus Christ warned us about. By replacing the darkness with light, the cryptography is exposed. The 6-pointed star is in fact a cryptographic depiction of a landing and takeoff pad for a winged disc, a flying saucer. The ribbons underneath are in fact a cryptography of rocket thruster flames. The leaves and branches are a cryptography of smoke and air turbulence. What at first sight appears to be the floating top of the pyramid is merely a side view cutaway of a cone-shaped disc. This is the Big Ben clock tower from the English Houses of Parliament. This also depicts a pyramid with a floating top. This drives another nail into the coffin of the cryptography of the Illuminati floating pyramid. The shape of the missing stonework on the central pyramid compounds the evidence even further. In order to solve this mystery, we need to look at the satanic building known as Alexandra Palace. Alexandra Palace is a very clever jigsaw puzzle of the Great Pyramids. The secret of its cryptography relies mainly on parallel angles of view. If you look carefully, you will notice that it does actually look like a pyramid. A two-dimensional pyramid with a two-dimensional platform. This is how it works. Firstly, we will place the Great Eclipse depiction where it belongs, in the sky. Secondly, the inverted wings are uninverted and placed next to the Great Eclipse. This now takes on the uniform shape of the winged disc. The winged disc is a cryptographic representation of both Nibiru and UFOs. Next, the pillars are moved onto the roof. More evidence proving this is where the pillars belong is found at the front of Alexandra Palace. The metallic circle is placed onto the pillars, completing the UFO landing platform. Please note the colour of the glass on the roof. It is in fact iron ore. The clever design of Alexandra Palace only offers a perspective view of its real form. If you are standing close up, this is what you see. Once you stand further away, the perspective is revealed. Viewing the cryptography from a further distance, This is what Alexandra Palace really portrays. An iron-covered pyramid with a landing and takeoff platform. By directly cross-referencing the Iron Pyramid cryptography of Alexandra Palace with chapter 52:6 of the Book of Enoch, we can find out what the other 5 pyramids were covered with also. And these mountains which thine eyes have seen, the mountain of iron, and the mountain of copper, and the mountain of silver, and the mountain of gold, and the mountain of soft metal, and the mountain of lead, all these shall be in the presence of the elect one, as wax melting before the fire. This 3D model gives a much clearer perspective of the actual structure of the Pyramids of Giza. The UFO depiction can be found in the hidden cryptography at the front side of Alexandra Palace, which is a point-for-point cryptographic jigsaw puzzle of both the outside and the inside of St. Paul's Cathedral dome. By placing all the points of this very clever cryptographic jigsaw puzzle together, this is what happens. First, the inside. The inside of the dome is painted with a circle of pillars, with buildings and people all around. And sitting on the circle of pillars is the underside of a flying disc. Now if we connect the outside and the inside of St. Paul's Cathedral dome, this is what we get. A flying disc and a circle of pillars acting as a takeoff and landing pad. Now the reason that the floating top of the Illuminati pyramid is referred to as the all-seeing eye can be found at the back of Alexandra Palace. What we are looking for is here on these rear walls, but please note the foreground. To the far left we have a sign saying "See UFOs." In the centre we have a building with a cryptic flying disc, and to the bottom right there is a poster advertising a health club which uses an alien's head with a planet of the crossing symbol going around its forehead. There are 6 of these half-dome shapes on either side of the rear of Alexandra Palace. All of them have the same person depicted within them. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Lucifer, the light bearer, Satan himself, the enemy of God and of all mankind. The ability to view all on the earth from these winged discs is the reason why the top of the Illuminati pyramid is known as the all-seeing eye. The floating pyramid is in fact simply a cryptography for a winged disc, using a side view cutaway perspective to disguise the matter. Notice he has long braided hair and snakes on his head. The design of this sculpture is in conformity with the Great Sphinx at Giza. The 2 torches on either side of Lucifer the light bearer in fact cryptographically depict 2 downward facing flying discs. Notice the 2 sculpted air turbulence depictions beneath them. All of the world's most famous torch sculptures depict the return of Satan to the earth. These 12 flying disc depictions go on the entrances of Alexandra Palace, at the front, at the back, and at the sides, both on the inside and on the outside. Here at the front of Alexandra Palace there is even more proof that the top of the Illuminati pyramid is depicted as floating because it's a cryptography of a winged disc. A winged disc. A horned disc. A horned disc. A winged disc. A horned disc. A horned disc. A horned disc. A horned disc. The winged disc. The horned disc. The crown of thorns represents the horned disc. If you believe Jesus Christ, your eyes will be opened and you will see what is hidden all around you. The winged disc, the horned disc, is the mark of the beast.
Our brain is washed by the media. No more listening to them. Turn the tables onto them. Say goodbye to your alienation. Say hello and annihilation. Babylon's war is destroyed. The cup of God's wrath is deployed. Say goodbye to your lies and hatred. Say shadow of your hatred.